Hi, and welcome to, let's see, Chapter 2, Learning Objective 5. And what we're going to look at in this particular learning objective, it's pretty short, but we're going to look at the different statements that economists use based upon whether they're playing the role of a scientist or whether they're playing the role of a policy advisor. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. There we go. There we go. Okay. So in this particular, let's do it. There we go. Okay. So again, we're going to take a look at the difference between positive and normative statements here. So that's what we're looking at. So positive statements, we like to say, are descriptive. And this is the way I like to explain this. So positive statements do not have to be true. But what we can do is we can go out and gather data and prove or disprove them. Let's see, to prove or disprove. There we go. So what you want to look at is, are the things in the statement measurable? So let's take a look at this first one. Minimum wage laws. Is that measurable? Yes. So that's measurable. So far it's positive. Cause, one goes up, the other one goes down, or there's some correlation here. Yeah, we can measure that. And we can measure unemployment. So that's what makes this a positive statement. Normative statements are different because they're based on opinion. And so we look for some certain phrases. So like should be, ought to, or may are good indicators that this is a positive statement. Notice these are a little more difficult to measure. I like to call them squirrely words, if you will. So we're going to say, okay, so the government, and notice the word should, raise the minimum wage. So this makes this statement, the second statement, a normative statement. Okay? All right, so again, positive statements based upon facts. They do not have to be true. So that's a little misleading. That's why we love to name things weird in economics, just to kind of confuse you, right? To make the commonsensical misunderstandable is kind of what economics is. And then normative statements are opinion. And again, difficult to measure. Okay, so let's try our hand at a few of these. Okay, so you decide if they're positive or normative. So prices rise when the government increases the quantity of money. All right. So prices, can you measure prices? Sure. Rise means go up, right? Government increases. Can you measure increase? Sure. Goes up. Quantity of money. So which one do you think it is? Positive or normative? If you answered positive, you are correct. It's, by the way, a true statement. The government should print less money. Okay, there's our key word, and that is difficult to measure. It's opinion-based, so that means that the second statement here is normative. A tax cut is needed to stimulate the economy. Okay, so a tax cut, we can measure that. Stimulate the economy, we can measure that. Where I get caught up here is this word is needed. Okay, so this tells me it's more opinion-based because it's difficult to measure a need. So I'm going to say that probably, and most likely, this one's normative. Okay? D. An increase in the price of burritos will cause an increase in consumer demand for video rentals. Now that seems like a dumb statement, but let's see if we can measure it. Increase, yep. Price of burritos, yep, that's all measurable. Cause an increase, yes. In consumer demand for video rentals, yes. Measurable, 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 measurable. D is untrue, perhaps, given the data set. It actually might be true. We could probably see some correlation, but not causation. So, but it doesn't have to be true. It just has to be measurable. So there we go. D is positive. And let's check our answers and make sure we got it right. Okay, positive again. Can use data to confirm or compute. Again, value judgment on B, C, a value judgment, and D is positive. Again, need not be true. So that's kind of a sticky point that a lot of students say, well, it can't be positive because it's untrue. Well, it's positive is because you can go out and gather those facts or data and prove or disprove the statement. Okay, so this is the end of our learning objective on positive and normative statements. So I will see you next time. And what I've decided to do next time is it's a very short kind of presentation looking at those concepts on which economists agree and disagree. And I'm going to present a YouTube video, maybe I'll just integrate it into my own, that talks about the different schools of economic thought. And the reason I think it's important for individuals studying economics to know the individual thought schools is that economics is much like a religion. And so there are multiple religions in the world. We're not saying one's better or worse or anything like that, but what's the basic premise of each one? And that's why certain economists will disagree with others because they're following a certain school or religious ideology in economics, and that's many times why they end up disagreeing. So we'll talk about that next time, and that will conclude then chapter 2. Thanks for your time, attention, and I'll see you next time.